Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you this little one's 6-month update. Yeah! Are you 6 months old? Are you 6 months old? Yeah, you are. So weight, I haven't had Maeve weighed this month. It's another month. I really wanted to get it done this month and I was about to take her last week and then I realised she's still covered in spots. I don't know if you can see on the camera. They're much better now, but I was going to go last Friday and she was still very much covered then. And I thought I'd probably get shouted at by all the other mums if I turned up with a spot-ridden child, even though they were all scabbed over and she wasn't contagious anymore. It actually looked the worst because they were really dark. But they're going now, aren't they? They're going. Your spotty's going. Yeah, they are. So I'm afraid I don't have a weight for you, but as you can see, she is quite chunky. Are you chunky? Are you a junky monkey? Yeah. Daily, we don't really have a daily routine. Since Maeve has had chickenpox, any routine that we had has gone out of the window. And I really like a routine, so I feel a bit lost at the moment. A few weeks back, well, when her spots were really bad, we had a horrendous night. Last night was pretty horrendous as well. She used to sleep through from 7 till sort of 5 or 6, which was obviously really good. But now she is waking up like, I don't even know how many times she woke up, at least 5 times last night. And I was feeding her to sleep, so last night, so my boobs are like filling up with milk during the night, which is obviously what I don't want. So yeah, we're in a bit of a pickle at the moment. But I didn't give her any Calpol last night, so I don't know if that's why she was particularly bad, because obviously her spots have scabbed over, but I imagine they're still quite itchy. And yes, they're quite itchy. Yes. I think I probably should have given her some Calpol. So I'm going to give her some Calpol tonight and I'm hoping that she'll sleep a bit better. What's the other? I don't want to like drug her to sleep, but obviously I think she is suffering. We've also unswaddled her as well. We all swaddled her so she would sleep better, but she's just getting too big for the swaddle and she can fight her way out now. So I have decided to not swaddle her and just put her in a sleeping bag. I'm still squeezing it into a 3 to 6 month sleep suit so that they have the scratch mitts and I can pop those over her hands so she doesn't scratch herself, because obviously she's got lots of scabs on her face at the moment. But yeah, we are trying the sleeping bag, so it's a lot of change going on. It's different from what she was used to, and you're a bit unsettled at night time, aren't you? So because she's been ill as well, I've been feeding her whenever she wants. If she seems a little bit grouchy, I've been feeding her. So yeah, feeds are all out the window as well. Rosalie is obviously at preschool. We did have half term when we were off, but usually we take her to preschool at 8:45 and pick her up at 11:45. So we have that bit of time to ourselves. We normally stay in, to be honest, because it's only 3 hours. There's not much time to go out and do much. So Maeve will have some time on her playmat, or she'll go in her jumperoo, and then we have lunch, because you're eating now, aren't you? Yeah, you're eating lots of food. I'm making homemade purees, so she'll have I've got a few in the freezer. I've just been making them as and when, and we've got a butterbean one in there, I've got a spinach and pea one in there, I've got a carrot and parsnip one in there, and she has a different puree for lunch and some picky bits to eat. Naps have been all over the place because of the chicken pox. She slept loads while she had them. She's not sleeping as much now because I think that she's pretty much over it now, apart from the scabs. But yeah, there was a period when she slept like all day pretty much. Basically, chickenpox has taken over our daily life, and I'm looking forward to next month and trying to get some kind of normality and routine back in our lives, because it stresses me out not having a plan. Playtime, Maeve plays on her jumperoo and on the playmat. They're really the only things she can play with at the moment. I do need to sort out some toys to take downstairs, but I still haven't done that. So she has a few different toys just on her playmat that she plays with, but there isn't much. She's mainly grabbing things and putting them in her mouth. She likes crawling around on the... I've still only seen her roll once, so she doesn't really roll much. But it's normally because when Rosie's there I don't like to leave her on the floor too much because I'm scared she'll get trod on. So she only really goes on the playmat in that time that we're on our own, and she normally has a nap then as well, so because obviously it's quiet in the house she has a really long nap, so she normally sleeps really for that time that Rosie's not here. So yeah, she's not really doing so much rolling on the playmat, but she enjoys the jumperoo and she bounces really quite high on that now. And yeah, she seems to be enjoying that. You like bouncing, don't you? Do you like bouncing? Whee! Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. At my mum's house the other day, she was in her walker that my mum has there for a long time, and she really enjoyed that, so I might get that. I've moved it back upstairs because she wasn't really going in it, so I might bring that back down again so she can have a play on that. It's just all quite big toys at the moment, and yeah, Rosie has loads of toys down there. It's just where to keep it all. I basically need an extension just to house toys. Bedtime. So, as I have already filled you in, the bedtime, she's no longer sleeping through the night. Well, last night she didn't. That is a rarity normally, I'm pleased to say, but yeah, I don't really know what we're going to do about that. I fed her, the last few nights I've ended up feeding her through the night, and obviously I don't want to get into the habit of that, but also she's not well, she's not 100%. I don't want to not give her anything that she might need, so I'm doing it at the moment. So we put her to bed at 7 PM. As I said, I've stopped swaddling her now, so she just goes in her sleeping bag. I'll show you because it's just over here. It is the Snuzz Cloud sleeping bag. This is the 2.5 TOG one. And it's really good because it has this zip. I don't know if you can see on camera, but it has this zip that goes all the way around that undoes. I'll show you there. It's like a little flap that opens up. I have to put it over your head, Maeve. It's a little flap that opens up. Ooh. And it means you can change their bum without taking the whole sleeping bag off, so that's really handy. Maeve normally does a poo early morning, about 5 AM, and she's not really ready to wake up then, but I do need to change it, otherwise a few mornings ago she leaked because I didn't change it like straight away. So that is really handy. I'm really enjoying using it, and I love the cloud pattern. So yeah, she's going in that without a cover on. She's just no blankets or anything, just the sleeping bag. When she was swaddled I used to put blankets on her, but I'm not anymore because I think the sleeping bag is thick enough. So her bedtime routine, I give her bath before bed. She has her dinner, I give her a bath, and then yes, you're very noisy. Where did you put your dum dum? Here. And then what do I do? Yeah, I bath her and put her in her pyjamas. I think she's going to go to sleep if I lay her down. Put her in her pyjamas and then in her sleeping bag, and then I feed her to sleep, and then I lay her down in her cot in her room. So from 7 till 10 till I do the dream feed, she sleeps in her cot in her bedroom, and then at 10 I have been bringing her into our bedroom and putting her to sleep in the crib, normally because she wakes up early morning, and putting her dummy back in is normally enough to resettle her, and it's much easier to do if she's in the crib next to me rather than having to get up and walk into her bedroom to do it. So that's what we've been doing at the moment, and because her sleep has been quite interrupted and she's waking a lot in the night, I find it easier to have her next to me. There was a period this month where we did put her in her cot bed all night, and when she was well, didn't have chickenpox, it was working quite well, but since she's been ill it's all gone to pot, so she's back in with us. Feeding, as I said, I am weaning Maeve.
Is that yummy, Maeve? Is this your first time of having a proper dinner? Have you got pasta for dinner? Yummy.
So I'm continuing to breastfeed her and wean her at the same time. Her breastfeeds, I'm just feeding her as and when at the moment because she's been ill, they've gone all out the window, but I am giving her breakfast, lunch and dinner as well. If I manage to fit them all in, some days she won't have lunch or dinner if we're out or we're doing something around lunchtime. It's just too much hassle to fit it in. Most of the time she does have breakfast, lunch and dinner. I make homemade purees and then I freeze them and store them in the freezer so that I could just take out a cube when I need it. She has a savoury one and a fruit one
each meal,
and they're about 2 tablespoon portions. So she has about 4 tablespoons of food at the moment. I'm conscious that she's got a very small little tummy, and obviously I'm still breastfeeding her as well, which she gets most of her nutrition from, so I don't want to give her too much food. Sizes, Maeve is now in 6 to 9 month clothes. It's the day, she's 6 months old today, so I have started dressing her in 6 to 9 month clothes and will continue to do that from now on. She is in size 4 nappies. Milestones. So Maeve is dribbling lots. We haven't got any teeth showing, but she, as you can see, biting on everything. She drinks out of her sippy cup really quite nicely now. She can pick it up from her high chair in front of her and pour it into her mouth. She can hold a spoon and put it into her mouth when she's eating. I give her her own spoon as well as having one that I feed her with, so she can feed herself some as well because she likes to do that. Blowing raspberries. She likes to blow raspberries a lot, don't you? Do you blow raspberries? She's not going to do it now. But she spends pretty much all day blowing raspberries. And she's also started to, when she's breastfeeding, to blow raspberries on my nipple. And she's also, look, because we've been giving her a lot of Calpol because she's not been well, but if she blows a raspberry after we've just given her Calpol, it sprays everywhere. And literally the other day I was giving her Calpol and she went, and it went all over my face, like all over my glasses, all over my chest, everywhere. Dribble bibs are a permanent feature these days. Rolling, as I said, Maeve has rolled over now, but she's literally rolled once. I have never seen her do it again. She rolled over in her bed once. I didn't actually see it, but she was one way and then I came in and she was the other way. But yeah, it's not her fault really. I think it's because we're not leaving her on the floor for long enough, so she's not used to it. Are you? Sitting up, she can't sit up on her own. Like, she'll stay for a little bit and then she sort of wobbles and falls to the side. Oh, there she goes. I was going to say she was sitting quite nicely then. She can hold her head up and she sits in her high chair really nicely now, so I think that is strengthening her back. We have the Stoke Trip Trap high chair and it's so good for little babies. It allows them to like sit up from quite an early age. It's really good. We have different high chairs at my mum's and my mother-in-law's and neither of them are as good. The Stoke is really expensive but it's really good and it's suitable for every age with all the different attachments. Maeve is very noisy. She is like the noisiest baby I've ever had. Obviously I've only had 2 babies, but she's much noisier than Rosalie. We call her Shouty Maeve because she seems to just go ah, ah, ah all the time. Don't you? Are you shouty? I don't know what I would do without a dummy because she is a squawker. Grabbing, Maeve can reach up and grab hold of the hanging toys on her playmat, so she does that and she pulls them towards herself. She also picks things up now, like she can take her dummy out of her mouth and put it back in again. She'll like pick up toys and bring them to her mouth. She basically wants to put everything in her mouth. So that's it. You're 6 months old, aren't you? Are you 6 months old? Are you all grown up? Are you a big girl all grown up? Can't believe she is 6 months old. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Are you a big girl? Are you a big girl? She's like half a year. Like, it's gone so quickly. It's gone in a flash, hasn't it? Mwah. But yeah, she's gorgeous. Normally she's pretty laid back. We've had a pretty horrific couple of weeks because of the chicken pox, which are way worse in babies. Like, I wouldn't recommend a baby getting it. I found it so much harder to deal with than I did with Rosalie, who was 3 years old. Rosalie had it first and then passed it on to Maeve. There's the raspberry. But yeah, we've had a hellish few weeks, but hopefully we're on the other side now. And she's such a good girl. I'm looking forward to getting my cuddly baby back because I've been scared to hold her because I didn't want to like hurt her spots or aggravate her skin. But yeah, we've got lots to look forward to over the next few months, haven't we? Christmas? Yeah, loving life with this little poppet. You a poppet? You a poppet? Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe because obviously I do her monthly updates every month and I'm sure you want to see how this gorgeous little girl is getting on. Don't they? Don't they? So please subscribe. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video.